Thomas Sparrow, our correspondent from DW. Thomas, let's take a look at what is in the contract, for lack of a better word, and what will the government's most pressing challenges be once it comes into power.
Good afternoon to all of you from Berlin, and indeed the main topic here is what the new German government will actually do once it comes into power, and that's expected to happen actually in May. And there are the urgent challenges and also the important challenges. And the urgent challenges, and this will probably be no surprise to you, has to do with Donald Trump and with Donald Trump's foreign policy specifically. Germany there has indicated that it wants to, on the one hand, work with the US government, but on the other hand, that it is clear that in areas where they do not see eye to eye, that Germany and the European Union have to be very strong. Beyond that, it's also very important to stress that the new German government will have significant funds, specifically from credits, from public debt that it's taking, in order to invest in infrastructure in the country and in defense. Defense being a very significant topic, again, not only for Germany, but also for the European Union as a whole. And you may ask yourself why this is also important for Africa or for other regions in the world. Well, because the new German government has also presented ambitious plans, that's how they describe them, when it comes to their foreign policy beyond the problems that I've just described specifically with the United States.
Take a look at what the Germans view this new approach and the new government as. What's their take?
Well, specifically, the take is one of skepticism, because German politicians in the past have been actually affected by different controversies and by infighting. So many view this coalition and specifically these goals with some degree of skepticism. But I would like to focus on Africa for a moment, because this is something that in that contract that you mentioned, in the coalition agreement that you mentioned, does play a significant role. The new German government stressing that it wants a new partnership with African countries when it comes to trade, when it comes to investment, also stressing that it wants to strengthen its relationship to the African Union, that it specifically wants to focus on issues such as security in the Sahel or in the Horn of Africa, and also the issue of migration, which for Germany, as well as for several African countries, is relevant. Now, the big question there is to what extent this will be turned into reality, because one thing is what's in the contract, 146 pages, so a rather lengthy contract with a lot of goals. And on the other hand is what Germany and the German government might be able to do in reality. But specifically, and I think that's also important, there is a clear understanding that Germany wants and needs to work closer with African institutions and with African countries, because as we've also heard in the past, and we've described it here many times in this program, Germany views Africa as a strategic partner when it comes not only to tackling international problems like climate change, but also when it comes to specifically looking at issues like migration or like economic development, both for Africa and for Germany as well.
All right, thank you very much, Thomas Sparrow, for that update. And of course, we'll keep you updated with the progress of the new Germany government. And that now takes us into a very short commercial break. Let's return with more news.